Good morning, everyone. So YieldMax has announced their monthly distribution for Group C, which consists of Fiat, CONY, ULTY, YMAG, Netflix, Misto, um, Netflix, and a few others I think I can't remember. But we're going to discuss those others, and we're going to talk about their yield and their payout and what you would earn if you own a certain number of shares of these monthly payout that are going to be for Group C for this Friday. So the EX date and the record date is going to be October the 17th. So that means you would have to purchase these by the end of today, the 16th, because the EX day will be the 17th. And you will be paid out on the 18th, which will be Friday. So if you wanted to get in at a position, you could get in on the EX date because, for instance, if the stock was $20 and they were paying out 50 cents, the stock would drop to about $19.50 depending on how the market is moving and if there's a lot of buying or selling pressure on the ETF for that day. So if you're trying to get in these positions and you don't know when to start, because you maybe see them going up, you see them going down, but you always want to buy at the lowest price possible with any stock, and especially with these ETFs, because sometimes they do have a tendency to go down because the underlying stock will go down. All right, so once again, if the stock is $20 and they're paying out 50 cents, it's likely that stock is going to drop on the EX date to $19.50, what would be a good entry to get in. All right, next we got, all right, so we have Fiat here. Fiat has a payout of 105% for $1.45. That is a lot for Fiat. It's an inverse of either, I think it's an inverse of Tesla. I think I could be mistaken. Don't count me on that. But anyway, if you got 50 shares of Fiat at $1.45, you get 72 cents. If you had $500 shares at $1.45, you get $725.65. If you happen to have 2,000 shares, that would be $2,902.60. And then if you had 10,000 shares, that would be $14,513 for Fiat. And that's going to be paid out this monthly. I don't have any of this Fiat yet. I don't know if I'm going to get any, but I'm just letting you know if you do possess it, what you could expect. Next, now this is the one I have. I have CONY. CONY has a payout of $1.11 basically for 101.35% yield for the month. So if you had 50 shares of this stock at $1.11 or 10.98, that would be $55.49. If you had 500 shares at 110 or 111, that would be $554.90. If you had 5,000 shares, that would be $5,549. And if you was fortunate enough to have 10,000 shares of CONY, that would be $11,098 for the month to be paid out on Friday. Now, I have 2,500 shares currently. So that would be about just around 27, maybe a little bit more than $2,700 for the payout for this Friday, which is going to be nice because combined last month with all the positions I had combined, I got around $2,700. So with this Group C and then with Group D for next month with Misty, I'm looking at a nice payout this month. All right. Next, we have ULTY. It has a payout of 82 cents or 83 cents rather for a yield of 100.99%. So if you had 50 shares of this at 82, you would get $41.34. If you had 500 shares, you would get $413.35. If you had 5,000 shares, that would be $4,133.50. And 10,000 shares, that would be $8,267 for ULTY. That's a pretty decent payout, considering the price is probably around maybe $10 maybe. All right, next, AMDY, AMD. It has a payout for this month of 92 cents for a yield of 84.48. All right, so if you had 50 shares, you will get $46.06. If you had 500 shares, that would be $460.60. And if you had 5,000 shares, that would be $4,606. And if you had 10,000, that would be $9,212 for the month for AMDY, which is a nice payout of 92 cents. All right, now we got PP, which is PayPal. All right, so we have a payout of $1.10 for a monthly yield of 75.73%. All right, so if you had 50 shares of this, that would be $55.21. 500, that would be $552.10. If you had 2,000, $2,208.40. And if you had 10,000, that would be $11,042. Very nice payout. I think PP, I know last month had a nice payout, and the month prior might have also had a nice payout. So they've been paying over a dollar the last 2 to 3 months, which is very, very, very nice. All right. Next, we got MSFT. MSFT has a payout of 51 cents for a monthly yield of 33.76%. At 50 shares, that would be $25.39. At 500 shares, that would be $253.85. At 2,000 shares, that would be $1,015.40. And at 10,000 shares, that would be $5,077. Not bad if you want a conservative high yield. It's still a high yield because most other monthly yields or quarterly yields don't even pay this much out. Don't even pay out 33%. So this is really good. Next on the list, Netflix. Netflix has a monthly payout of 79 cents for a monthly yield of 59.84%. So at 100 shares, you would get $79.29. At 1,000 shares, that would be $792.90. And at 5,000 shares, that would be $3,964.50. And at 10,000, that would be $7,929 for the month. Amen. So you can see these are paying out nicely. This is great passive income, my friends. All right. ABNY has a monthly payout of 80 cents for a monthly yield of 61.67%. All right, so at 100 shares, that would be $80.03. At 1,000 shares, $800.30. 5,000 shares, $4,001.50. And 10,000 shares will get you $8,003 for the month. Nice, 80 cents, I like it. All right, so now we have our weekly position, YMAX. I do have some YMAX. I do have some AMDY, and I did have CONY in this group. And I have only, I think, 24 shares of YMAX. So this is something I'm looking to build up uh, in the coming weeks and months. All right, so this is a week. Like I said, this is weekly, even though I got it monthly. It's paying out. Yeah, that's my mistake, people. This is actually weekly, but I have monthly there. That's a typo on my part. I'm human. I made a mistake. All right, so for this week with YMAX, they have a payout of 18 cent for a monthly yield of 51.97%. Add 100 shares. This would be yielding you $17.47 at 1,000 shares, $174.70. And if you so lucky to have 10,000 shares, that would be $1,747 for the week. That's week. So do you see that if you were able to get 500 shares of this, you would almost be at $100 for the month. So this is something you could shoot for. Let's see what the next one, which is going to be YMAG. YMAG has a payout of 23 cents for the week, and it has a weekly yield of 62.33%. Like I said, that's a typo on my part. I was in a hurry and forgot to edit that. But if you had 50 shares, that would be $11.31. 500 shares would be $113.05. 5,000 shares would give you $1,130.50. And if you had 10,000 shares, that would be $2,261 for the week. Reminding that's a weekly pan. YMAG and YMAX a weekly pan. All right, so summing it up again, this is Group C of YieldMax ETF announcing their monthly distribution for Fiat, CONY, ULTY, and weekly for YMAX and YMAG. All right, so I hope this will be a help to you. Please share this with your family and see if this is something that they will be interested in and monthly high paying yields. It could definitely be a great hobby for creating passive income. Who knows? Someday it could probably replace your active income and you may be able to retire yourself off your job. All right. I'm out. I look forward to next week at this time. We will be announcing what Group D, and the main head leader in that group is Misty. All right. I'm out. Have a good one, people.